One day I read a very interesting survey in China. It is said that there are 73% of women think their beautiful is defined by others, and 53% of women are dissatisfied with their appearance. This survey caused my curious why this strange and twisted concept will appear in today's era. Actually, women's movement began in the late 19th century when the Western missionaries in the south and north of China, with the purpose of cultivate female preachers, they began to establish female school. But also because the establishment of the female school, Chinese women began to have an opportunity to acquire knowledge and began to have the consciousness and ability of fighting for their rights and gender equality. This concept has gradually spread to China. However, until the 1980s, the rise of mass new feminist movement began in China. Several famous women's groups, such as Women's Magazine, New Woman, the Exhibition Industry Center of Modern Women's Foundation, have been established, and by the women who received the with higher education and with their intellectuals, they go back to China. China has a trend of every kind of contention of hundred schools of thoughts. The topic like the growth of women, gender dialogue and argument, just like a bamboo shoots after a spring rain. More and more people suggest women abandon the old stereotype that patriarchal society imposed upon women, such as thin and white body, gentle and graceful temperament, make a harmonious and orderly home personality, and encourage women to be an human being with the ability of independent thinking. Believe that men and women should be equal development. Believe that women themselves is the purpose of existence. They must be independent and not attached to the lives of others. Women no longer live in the eye of others, also no longer adhere to the social norms and habits in the traditional, but help women Beverly choice, change the situation and to redefine their existence. Reshaping has been shaped by men in the world. This effort has been some small achievements, especially in politics and legal rights for women amid different considerations, such as some women protect laws and the gender equality. This is quite positive. Not only in college and university, they had the education about gender equality. Even in the middle school and high school, they also had this course. They also established a course for gender equality education. However, the China women's movement started very late, and the historic influence of traditional is far-reaching. So there are a lot of obstacles on the road of fighting for women's rights activities. In China, women still face many challenges and difficulties. At the time that female independence has become a khaki phrase of modern women, we look back the survey I mentioned at the start. There are 73% of women believe that their beauty is defined by others, except 53 women are unsatisfied with their own appearance. There also have 62% of women think that media and advertising must bear the most of the responsibility. In addition, there are 82% of women think that media advertising should show more different kinds of female appearance. As we can see the influence of advertisement to Chinese women. Just as value judgment to beautiful has such key impact generally to the criticism of beautiful and beauty has includes two aspects. One is regarded as an apparition. The second one is regarded as a kind of cultural discourse. In this operation, women are forced to obey this kind of standards of female beauty and make women deeply aware that as long as they control their appearance, they can control their life. And the discourse of female beauty caused women how to dress up. After dress up, they can feel the liberation. This kind of discourse eliminated the difference between women. Let those women follow the same flag of beauty. Women lost the ability to control their own body and also no way to have real independence to jump off the cultural restrictions. China advertising industry from the year of 85 to 92, the total amount of advertising has been maintained between the 400 and 500 billion. But some of them are still showing the traditional image of women in advertising, such as the estate advertising, which has great quantity of advertising a year. Its content is never naked of beauty. Another example is automobiles advertising. It also have the amount of advertising each year. The main most of their advertising still is cool car with hot ladies. In addition to these two types of advertising, consumer advertising for women is easier to say to emphasize the traditional definition of female appearance, such as emphasis on beautiful and young on beauty products, emphasize slim on slimming products, or even a gentle household appliance advertising. Besides, woman magazine advertising for woman beautiful have more stringent definition, not only present the data of female body image, but also divided and enlarged the female body, emphasize the perfect state of look from the face, chest, buttocks, skin, the lower abdomen, thigh, leg, or ankle. There are strict rules. Not only physical fragmentation, but already become a overcritical of objects. Chen analyzed a certain area on cable TV advertisement content that no matter man or woman, they all cannot escape from the ideology of perfect image. Chen chose two highest rate of women's magazine content to analyze in China, found in the general dismantling of the body part, and further define what is defective, what is perfect. People feel puzzled. The women's movement in China already have 20 years in history. Ironically, when female independence has become catch vocabulary for modern women, those advertising which present the contents are totally incompatible with contemporary female advocated, but they can played in public with such high rate. Why these two incompatible phenomena can be exist at the same time. Therefore, this study is expected to start from this point and give other researchers a new field of version and the direction of research.